Hi and welcome to the 4th of December. Welcome to the Spiritual Christmas Calendar of 2025. I'm Zanne from Warriorsheart. It's called Hjertekriger in Danish, and since 2012 I've done this Christmas calendar. Hi Maya. So the Christmas calendar from yesterday ended with a question. Why are you back? Why did you come back to this lifetime? So what soul lessons did you not finish in your past incarnation? And you know why you came back. Hi John. You know why you came back when you look at who you chose as your parents, because your parents' struggles is yours, just like my parents' struggles was mine back in the days. Hi Anders, welcome. This is the Spiritual Christmas Calendar. It's the 4th of December. So what my mom was struggled with in this incarnation was being passive and not having any dreams. And I've been the very, very progressive, active warrior. So it has always also challenged me. I have dreams, but how do I even get there? It's kind of like navigating in blindness. So I know that has been and still is one of my challenges. My mom was also very submissive and underdog and felt, how do you call that? Superior? So inferior? Below? Less worth than everyone else. And when I was the pure masculine, I can't see what your name is. Welcome. Back in the days after I had finished the army after 10 years as being a lance corporal, I was very, very masculine. I tried to become and play and act like something I wasn't. So I pretended to be an alpha to compensate for the fact that I didn't feel good enough. So I had to make that adjustment. My mom being an underdog, my dad feeling better than everyone else, and I had to find that inner balance. So your lessons for this life, or your purpose for this life, or your life's mission, you have one personally, and you have one when it comes to family-wise, and you have one when it comes to relationships and finances, and your spiritual purpose. It's actually all of them combined, which then becomes your Dharma. I have been in my Dharma for many, many years, and I'm still learning, I'm still evolving, and I'm still growing. But let's turn our attention to you, because look at your mom. What struggles did she have in this lifetime, or still have? Many of us have moms who have lived and breathed through their children and haven't had a social life, any interests, or any dreams of themselves. They were just passive when it came to themselves and their own development. And when it came to the kids, if you took the kids away from them, many, many mothers, especially also today, wouldn't know who they are. But none of us came back just to be a mom, just to be a partner, or just to be a boss or self-employed. We came back to be a complete person, and that is what this year of 2025 has been about. Completion. Becoming a full person. Hej og velkommen til. I'm talking about the Spiritual Christmas Calendar, the 4th of December. And I'm talking about, or challenging and inspiring you. That name I can see. Hi Heidi. I'm inspiring and challenging you to see, why did you come back to this lifetime? You did not just do it to become a mom, or to be self-employed, or like I thought in many years ago, just to be a soldier and a warrior. I'm more than that, just as you are. Many of my clients, I've had more than 7,500 clients throughout the years. I am a karmic liberator. I'm an ancestral trauma release expert. I can see all of your past lives. I can see your ancestral inheritance and trauma and karma, and I can release that from you permanently and softly and gently. But I can also see what all of your life lessons are, or as I call them in Danish, your soul lessons, because they're a part of your spiritual purpose. And remember, you do not just have one purpose, you have many spiritual purposes in this lifetime. I know from my clients that many of them have had a passive father. And that means that their inner balance between feminine and masculine has been whacked. It's been out of alignment. And that could be a part of your purpose, finding the balance between the feminine and the masculine, the doing and the being. The being, here's feminine, the being and the doing. I have to tell you about this purpose because I have met thousands of clients who, like myself, have struggled when it comes to health. And when you and I get a health problem, for me it was, in the beginning it was allergies. I couldn't eat anything without having a gas in my belly. I had so many physical health challenges in my 20s when I was in the army. I would itch all day because I both had perfume allergies. I have had nettle, but it's not nettle like the plant nettle. I had so many allergies and I couldn't lose weight. And because of that, I started eating 23 years ago anti-inflammatory food. And the minute I did that, the first week, all my allergies went down, just slowly, little by little. And whenever I have released a trauma, the past 19 years, the allergies, the cause of the allergies disappeared. So if we look at our trauma, our trauma is down here. They're actually down here in the Hara chakra. And then comes all the allergies. The arthritis. No one gets arthritis out of the blue. It's our lifestyle. I've had arthritis. I've had complex PTSD. I've had chronic pain. Who did it? I did it to myself. Because of the way I lived, because of what I ate when I was a soldier. I wasn't very aware, just like everyone else. I didn't take good care of myself. So many, many, many thousands of my clients have a purpose similar to mine, where I'm a body de-armoring release expert. I'm a de-armoring expert. I release my the trauma of my clients through the phone. Hi, Hans Peter. So there's two elements to it. Many of my clients have had health issues, and they've come to me because they don't want medicine, they don't want drugs, they don't want a surgery. So they've come to me, I have released their trauma, and then all the allergies, the endometriosis, herpes, all the menstruation challenges, or the perimenopause challenges, everything went significantly down or went away. Because if we look at our trauma, the trauma causes our body to be in a constant survival state. And when we release one trauma, which I do on the phone or through video, the body goes, oh, then I don't have to have digestion challenges. Oh, goes the liver, now I can detox myself. Oh, goes the what do we call the skjoldbruskkirtel? I can't remember. Thyroid. So every physical challenge is related to an unresolved, unhealed trauma. That's one thing. But how does that even become your purpose? Because when you don't choose the easy way, which is to take medicine, and you start figuring out okay, what's the cause of my allergies? How can I minimize my allergies? Then you're starting a journey, which is one step towards your life purpose. I think it's such a waste of life to say, I have ADHD and that's it. I have anxiety and that's that. It's too easy. I have endometriosis and that's it. I just have to live with it the rest of my life. And I know I'm cynical. Am I, or am I just direct and confronting? Because every health challenge has something in common, the unhealed trauma. When I have helped my clients decrease their trauma, the ADHD, or is it complex PTSD, symptoms go down significantly. I've had a mother who had endometriosis, and her daughter did as well, and she also had some ADHD symptoms as well. But it all went away after 5 times of trauma treatment with me. So how does it even become a purpose? So for me, I refused to take allergy medicine because I could feel that it minimized my psychic abilities that I was born with. I refused to believe when the doctors say, you don't have any allergies, we can't see it on your blood test, blood type or something like that. But I knew that there was another way, and I knew that I could regulate my diet and eat in a different way so that I could minimize all my allergies and my health issues and start losing weight. I was training 6 times per week, up to 2 times per day, because I was boxing on the national team and being a professional soldier. I can. I didn't want to take the easy way with the medicine. I wanted to go to the root cause and figure out what was the cause of all my allergies. And that was just one step towards my life purpose, where I have specialized in releasing my clients' trauma and ancestral trauma and karma. The next step was for me to begin on a body therapy education. And then I took a new aura education. So I built upon, because I knew that there was always another step. I had a client once, she said, Zanne, I don't know what my purpose is. And I said, I looked at her as a psychic and I said, ooh, for how many years have you been a vegetarian? And she said, and it's 10 years ago, and she said, 25 or 30 years. And I said, wow, are you aware how ahead of time you are compared to everyone else? And she said, so what? How many people do you think will benefit from you sharing your vegetarian recipes? And she was like, wow, is it that simple? Yes, it is. You have your challenges and I have mine. The minute we start figuring out, finding a way out. She didn't become a vegetarian out of the blue. She probably had health issues or she chose not to eat animal. But many people who are blood type A choose to be, chooses to be a vegetarian. I'm an O negative blood type. I eat meat or protein in different ways, but it makes me stronger. Hi, Anya. And I'm not going to apologize for that. So you came back to master some challenges, physically, mentally, socially, energetically, family-wise, karmic challenges. We all have some challenges, but we're not supposed to have them. We're not supposed to say, I have ADHD and that's it, just take me as I am. Yeah, well, I have a social phobia and I have anxiety and that's it. But nothing is permanent. I have had complex PTSD. I have had arthritis. I've had the beginning of several autoimmune diseases. I've also had cancer, shadows in my body, which all went away when I released the trauma softly and gently. So think about, why did you choose your mom? What is her challenges? What is your father's challenges? It could be related to money, could be related to health, it could be related to work, it could be related to family, it could be related to spirituality, it could be related to being self-employed. My dad was self-employed, so I became a self-employed, but my mom was a caretaker, so I became a self-employed caretaker. Can you see? Mom was a caretaker, dad was self-employed, I became a self-employed caretaker. So how is being a soldier a part of my spiritual purpose? So I'm still a soldier in the Danish Reserve, and it's a part of me in the way that my birthday is 9, which is the warrior, and the dancer is the balance between the feminine. And people go like, Zanne, how can you be a holistic health expert? How can you be a spiritual mentor? How can you be that and then a soldier? Why not? Because what's in the middle? The physical embodiment of my spiritual abilities. So many people say, I have spiritual gifts. Yeah, but as long as you're not embodied and present in your body, it's just energy. It's kind of like, I know it all, I've read all the books, I've taken all the courses. Yeah, but have you integrated and implemented your spiritual awareness, your spiritual knowledge, and all your tools and life experiences? Most people haven't. So for some people, their life purpose, a part of it, is the physical embodiment. For some, it's the relationship. But remember, we have at least 5 spiritual purposes. And once we fulfill them all, or prior, sometimes it could be between 3 and 4, we step into our Dharma. When I step into the military, and I just changed to the Navy, but when I put on the military uniform, I don't change. When I have a session with you, I am a look like this. I'm always the same. What I teach you, I do myself. I'm one of the few where what I teach others, I do myself. I don't just tell you about the way, I show you the way. The old spirituality is gone, where you help others, but you don't help yourself. You show others the way, but you don't walk it yourself. You talk about trauma, and you help people with their trauma, and you tell yourself you know everything about trauma, yet your own trauma that makes you be in a codependent relationship is still there. Hi, Doris. So I want you to think about, why did you come back? Because when we start a new chapter at the 1st of January 2026, you have to be on the next level. There is nothing more important than more people stepping up, becoming aware of what their spiritual purpose is, and start walking on that path. And I'm here to help you. You can gift yourself a psychic ancestral reading, and then I can tell you what your purpose is throughout many lifetimes and why you choose your parents. It's a beautiful session. It's 75 minutes. I'm not sure what the price is going to be, but it's going to be different here in December. So gift yourself a ancestral clairvoyant reading. I can't wait to get to support you and help you get to know and feel what your spiritual purpose is, because the minute I tell you what your spiritual purpose is, something within you is opening, it's resonating, and you go, yes, that's it. And then in January, I will host a physical workshop. In the end of January, I'll host a physical workshop, which will be about what's your spiritual purpose. I'll read that in a second. Thank you so much, Doris. I'll read it in a second. And in January, my new English, for the first time, English online seminar. It's not going to be the most complicated English. Everyone who is Danish will understand. It's an online spiritual course, 6 weeks, which is going to be about your purpose. So within 6 weeks, you will know what your purpose is, why you came back, what you have achieved already, and where to go. You need that from the new decade the new chapter that starts from the 1st of January. What are you writing, sweet Doris? Doris is writing, yeah, I wanna get by and have my traumas from my childhood released. I lost my dad when I was 15, and my parents were divorced, and I lived with my father. No one came and helped me from the public service. I'm so sorry for that, Doris. I'm sorry that no one came and picked you up, and I'm gonna make a Danish video about it the next couple of days. And if you want my help, sweet Doris, I'm here. Just reach out. I was left on my own as well when I was a child. None of my parents were there. I was alone from when I was, when I could barely walk, 2 or 3 years old. I would run after my dad and shout, "Dad, Dad, Dad, come back." He just left me to go to work. And my mom wasn't there because she was afraid of my dad's knuckles. So I'm a sensitivity handling expert because I was the sad and lost and vulnerable and completely torn to pieces little child. And I'm gonna make a video the next couple of days. It's called, have you been abandoned as well? It's another word in Danish. In Danish it's called lad i stikken. I'm gonna make a video about that. And I'm gonna think about you while doing it, Doris. Thank you guys who have been here. The video is gonna be saved. This was the 4th of December in my spiritual Christmas calendar. It's hard to say. Sending you lots of love and a big hug to you, Doris. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow on the 5th of December.